Hey everybody, my name is D. Lisa West and I'm a dream doula.
Aloha! I am Andi Girl, and I am a teacher and practitioner of energy therapy.
Energy therapy, tell me more.
Well, I like to call it energy therapy because we can take energy and apply it in mental ways, spiritual ways, physical ways, emotional ways. There are many different ways we can apply it. And as a therapist, when we start to work with energy, we can heal ourselves on uh, on a level of we can't really even put your finger on it. Like you don't know how to measure it when it comes to the science world. So when we start talking spiritual healing or we start talking energy therapy just in general, it becomes diverse and unique and specific to you.
Right. And I've had so many different kinds of energy work over the years. And sometimes there was no name for what it was I think because it's indescribable. So someone would just say, there's a healer, they're coming to town, you got to go see that person. And each one had their own way of either putting hands on you or not even putting hands on you, doing the clickety clack thing. I don't know. I'm just laying there. I'm seeing colors while they're working on me. One woman said, "Oh, you see colors? That's cool. I see colors when I'm working on people." And then the next time she worked on me, she goes, "What color do you see now? What color do you see now? What color do you see now?" It was a little bit distracting for my healing. But then I got to this thing where I was like, I can't describe that color. She goes, "Oh, yeah, because I'm in your seventh chakra, seven, whatever. There's no, yeah, those are otherworldly colors." So when you're working with someone or on someone, how does it feel for you when you're working with them?
Ooh, feel, That's deep because I have channel gifts. So
Okay.
for me, it's a little bit different. Because I think that's why I love teaching so much because there's it's really where I'm going to say nature versus nurture.
Hmm.
So what I had by nature, I was able to nurture. And
Ooh,
yeah. And in the process of being able to nurture it, now I'm able to really embody it and then teach it. So there are many different ways I experience energy in general. So I hmm, so I see things,
okay.
so I smell things, I hear things, I feel things. Um I can see what I like to call energy in motion. That's one of the programs that I offer. And when you have a personal session with me, I'm able to see your currency in motion. So currency comes in many forms. So you could think of currency as money, as breath, as giving or receiving, positive or negative energy, grounding energy. These are all different forms of currency. So when I offer currency in motion sessions, I'm able to take that nurture versus nature gift of dream weaving. I have dream seeding program as well. It's very similar. I'm able to take something that I've done as a child and guide people into the process as well. So when I offer a session, I'm really open. And in being open, I can hear, feel, smell, do, and it's not for everyone. Like just because I have that gift doesn't mean everyone has that gift. So it's important for me to remember as a teacher that anyone can offer these programs that I'm offering. They don't need these gifts. They have their own gifts, and what it's meant for them will be nurtured.
Oh, I love
So
that. I love that.
that,
So you don't necessarily teach people in your courses how to smell things, see things, or channel, but you help them uncover their own gifts of how they can do healing.
Or apply what they already do and then put it into motion.
Right.
So what do they want to do? Where are they going? What's their natural chart? So everybody has a natural chart. You have a birth chart. When you're born in your birth chart, you can see what your map is. So you stay in your lane at some point instead of reaching. You work within your field of relativity.
I love that. Well, something you mentioned I want to go back to.
Okay,
Dream weaving, something that I've done as a child.
right.
Tell me more.
So I call it dream weaving or dream seeding, which is the program. I have an e-course going to be launched in very shortly, called Dream Seeding. And I've offered this class, and I do different retreats, Hoop Yourself Well retreats, and different. It's all about creating healing habits and habit stacking. But one of the things about our dreams is that that's our consciousness at work. And so for me as a child, I was psychically attacked. And the
Mm.
dreams were the that was the place that I was psychically attacked, was the dream state. So
So you would say you had a lot of nightmares as a kid?
yes, but nightmares to the point that because I have gifts naturally, I was able to see the dreams. I was able to take my intuition, apply it, and then out came words. And as my grandma would say, you sounded crazy, but you had a lot of street smarts. Because I would know things before they'd happen, and I
Mm.
didn't know how to explain it. So I'd say it was like a dream, because it was a dream by day, not necessarily by night. So there was a different, that's what I mean by weaving them.
Right.
So you kind of have to find a way to go from like the 5D to 4D to 3D, because there's time in between, right? So that 4D concept, and recognize that it's still part of you. The consciousness in the dream is still part of you. So going back to as a kid, how did I learn this? Because I was raised with no religion in an atheist world. All I had was digging up crystals in the yard, playing with the plants, having tea parties and magic parties, things that I created because there's no one around. Like I just lived in that place in nature because that's where I lived. No one was around. I had heavy dreams. My father and mother, my father is a math teacher and he taught at the college, and every so often I'd have to go into school with him. And one time when I was like 5 or 6 years old, I think that's first or kindergarten or first grade, like right around that time. He said to me, "You're going to go talk to the psychology. He specializes in dreams here at the college. He teaches all the classes on dreams. You're going to sit with him while I go teach my class and have a session with him. And you're going to tell him everything that happens to you in your dreams. Don't be scared. Let him know everything." And so I did. And I just kind of blah, 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 blah. And this guy was like, really great listener. And he said at the end, he said, all of that's true.
Oh, wow. What a great affirmation for a kid. All of
He
that's
said,
true.
everything was a message for you. He goes, but we need to turn some things off. So before you go to bed, you need to let all of those people who talk to you really loudly know that you cannot help them when you don't get any sleep.
Wow.
So he told me that. He told me everything matters and everything means something. And it's okay if it looks ugly or tastes disgusting or scares me. It's just a message and not to be fooled by it. So, and then he says, And you will be doing this when you get older. So don't stop.
Wow.
So those are the things I remember.
Okay, I love that man. Is he still alive?
I don't even remember. I don't even remember. I've had a lot of, yeah, I don't know. Like my dad, he's been he goes by a lot of people. I've met a lot of people through my dad.
Hmm. It'd be interesting to have a conversation with that fellow now as an adult and just tell him how useful it was.
It's wonderful because I'm able to take those dreams and chew on them and turn them into something.
Right, right. And he also taught you how those voices in your head, which were probably people you were channeling, you can turn them on and off. So you can see.
Well, right. So there were some that were actually attacking me,
Mhm.
and there was no need for that. So he just was giving me some tricks. Except I didn't understand that my behavior was a lot of that as well. People weren't believing me. So the more people didn't believe me, and I was a truth seer,
Mm.
that really bothered me. And people lie. When I was a kid, it was really tough for me because I was able to see all that and understand it, and no one
Oh,
else
right.
wanted to be a part of it.
Because you were woke when you were a kid, and everybody else is, you're like, oh, that was a lie. And other people are just like, believing it, believing the lie.
It's not
And maybe
funny.
even the person saying the lie was believing the lie, but you saw the truth of it.
Got in trouble.
I got in trouble a lot as a kid too. How do you get sent home from kindergarten? I mean, really.
Tell the truth.
Oh,
That's what happens. You tell the truth.
oh my goodness. So what's your favorite thing to do of all the things that you do in the world, all the gifts and talents that you have? What's your most favorite thing?
I don't know if I don't. Well, okay. And I don't know how it happens, but it does happen. As I travel the world and when I'm in flow with my purpose and all of the cosmic resonance and is there, I'll be wherever I'm at around the world. I'll be approached by the right people, by the right anything, and they'll say, "Oh, you're here for," and send me on my way. And I would not know why I'm there.
Oh, so you feel like you can just go anywhere, anytime, and you'll be divinely guided.
Anywhere. So we could be, I say we, meaning my beloved and I, or my mom. Might happen with my mom's known this my whole life, but I think it took her until as an adult, she went with me to Ireland, and it was just the two of us while we were traveling around, and it was like a blustery day. Here's a perfect example. And we went to the oldest place on earth, Newgrange, where the oldest art exhibit, Paleolithic and megalithic art, exists at Newgrange. And the cosmic sun only hits it on winter solstice. And so mom and I go, we do the tour, and it's freezing, but we have to go to the hills of Tara. We have to go to Tara. We need to go and see the energies and experience that. And there's a whole hill about dreaming and then stepping into the 5D realm or into the 12D. Like there are different dimensions that you can go into, and it's just a matter of finding it. And it's all it is when you arrive. If for those of you who have never been to Ireland, it's just a big huge park with a parking lot that has a whole bunch of green hills, and it's just a massive park. Like you think, what is this? So it's blustery. Mom can barely walk anywhere. So she's walking up the hill. We're looking at this little teeny chart on the hill when we get up to the gate, not knowing what to do. And literally out of nowhere, some guy with this hat and a feather and beard comes sauntering over and he goes, "Oh, you're here for the goddess chakra, right? You're here for the mounds, the goddess mounds. The goddesses are over there." And my mom looked at me like, "What?" And then he says, "If you go this way," and he says, "Do you have a chakra chart of the land yet?" And I said, "No, I don't." And he goes, "I'll have that for you for when you return." I said,
Mhm.
"Thank you." And so here mom says, "Wow, what happened there?" And I said, "I don't know, but we're going that way." We're just gonna go that way.
I love that.
So that happened when we were in Kauai. We were in the middle of nowhere. Same thing, boyfriend and I, out of the rocks, someone shows up and he goes, "Oh, are you here for the circle over there?" And we said, "Okay." And we showed up and there was this huge statue in the middle of nowhere and all these people in white surrounding it.
Nice. What a nice way to wander through the world, knowing that anywhere you go, you'll be supported in some magical experience.
So that's I would have to say is, I mean, other than really being able to take that light and guide people as well, like for have
Yeah.
the reflection reflect into that.
Yeah. Oh my, that's so cool. Well, tell us how people can work with you. I obviously you work with people one-on-one in person and probably also on the Zoom, like everyone does these days. So tell
Um,
us more and tell people how they can find you, and I'll put info in the show notes.
Thank you. We have opportunities. I'm back out in public again. I do a lot of inspirational speaking. So if you have a corporation, if you have a health spa and you want to bring the healing, the Rising Star Healing to your location. The other opportunity I have for corporate wellness and personal wellness is the 105-day purification elements meditation. I've got that starting up in a week. It's pretty incredible. We go through all 5 elements, one element for every 21 days. It's affordable, $105, so it's $1 a day. All it takes is self-discipline. What is provided, we meet 6 times on Zoom. You don't have to show up in person. Everything is recorded. If you miss that for whatever reason, you can go onto the recording. You can rewatch the recordings. There's PDFs. I really highly recommend that 105-day elements meditation, Rising Star Healing System. And then I've also got the Hoop Yourself Well. Hoop Yourself Well is a wonderful retreat opportunity. So if you have friends, you know, people with the COVID generation, there's still COVID. There's a lot of people that are still playing it smaller groups versus going into bigger crowds.
Yeah.
So I created these programs for people, whether you're individual, your family, business, group settings, small group settings. So I can come to you and offer this as well.
Now, just to clarify, because I've been at one of your hooping retreats, it's super fun. It's in person and there's hula hoops. And so she shows you how to hoop, and there's music and lots of laughter and other meditations, for lack of a better idea, meditative, reflective exercises during the half day event. It's really, really fun. Really, really fun.
I'm
So
glad you had fun.
yeah, that was great. And so I imagine you would also take that into a corporate setting if you wanted to.
Yes, I have done a lot of corporate events, such just like that. We'll have a either half day because a lot of times team building goes on the road. They'll be at a different location to change the environment up. They don't
Right,
have a space. So
right.
it's great. It can make it full day, half day, or I can split it into 2. Either way, I have different programs
Sweet.
for that. And then the same as training. If you are a light worker, this is the year of the light worker. It really is. It's the time for everyone, nurture versus nature, to shine your light, however that is for you. If it's time for you to nurture that nature in you, I've got practitioner trainings for rising star healing and prima birthing.
Great, great. Well, thank you so much. It's been really fun to chat and get to know you further, Andi. And do you prefer to go by Andi Girl or Andi?
The public named me Andi Girl.
Okay.
So either way works for me. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Andi and all your talents. Thanks for being here.
Thanks to Lisa.
Bye, everybody.